Hey guys, Maria here with the TMG, and in today's video we will go over users, how to create them, and what will be the proper setup for each. First and foremost, to create a new user, you will have to log into Aloware Classic, which automatically means this is something an admin can only do. So you will click on users and then on add user. Now we'll just go ahead and fill out this information. When it comes to the email, please make sure that you write the correct email, especially if there is a direct integration with your CRM. So for example, if you have your HubSpot integrated with Aloware, make sure that this email that you write here corresponds with the email this user has set up in HubSpot so that all information can be synced up properly without any interruption. Now we can just go ahead and select the role for this user. You can choose between an admin and an agent role. An admin is someone that can switch between the platforms. So they can switch between Aloware Classic and Aloware Talk. They have all the visibility. They have access to everything concerning your account. So they can create new lines, create new users, maybe set up a sequence, set up a broadcast, pull up reports. They have visibility into your invoicing, billing information, and so on, where the agent will live solely in Aloware Talk, and their visibility will be limited unless, of course, you give them some additional permissions, which you will see in just a second. Now we have an answer type. We have three options here: using apps, using phone number, and will not answer. Using apps means that this user will use the web browser, mobile, or desktop app, or they will use a phone number. You will add a phone number here, and all calls that come into Aloware will be actually forwarded to that specific phone number. Or the third option will be will not answer. This comes in handy, especially if you are creating a user account for one of the managers or maybe your team of quality assurance agents. They will not be able to answer any calls, nor can the calls be routed to them. For this user, we will just go ahead and click on using apps. The text message handling option is practically just allowing this user to get assigned to text messages and set up messages as well. So we will tick this box. And now change contact ownership. This comes in handy, especially if you have a large group of people working in Aloware. If you have a couple of teams, maybe setters, closers, customer support, and so on. So changing contact ownership is a very good option to have. For example, if a lead started talking with a setter and eventually it goes to a closer, that closer will just go ahead and change the contact ownership to him. Allow contact ring groups modification. This means that this user will be able to modify all and any ring groups. They can change the settings, add new users to a ring group, add additional lines that ring group would cover, and so on. Create maybe different layers, etc. So this option usually will be good to untick, as this is something an admin should do. Unless, of course, you would like one of your agents to do it. Allow call, barge, and whisper. This option is very, very good. For example, you have a rep that is talking with the client that is angry and they want to speak to a manager. That is where the call barge comes in handy, as your manager can just jump to that call and take it over. And there is whisper. Again, if you have a rep that is new, they are a newbie, they don't have all the answers, they can ask their managers for help, and the manager can just jump to that call and listen to the call itself and whisper the answers to that rep without the lead actually hearing them. Can broadcast and delete contact. Again, this is something an admin should do. This would give your user an option to create and release broadcasts and also delete the contact. If you don't want them to have that kind of permission, you just leave it unticked. That is it. As I said, this is something an admin would usually do. Well, we can now go up and click on visibility settings. Now, context visibility. What will this user see? Will they see all the contacts you have in your system? Will they see the team's only contacts? So only by users in any ring group that this particular user belongs to. Ring group only, they can only see the contacts from that ring group and the contacts that have been interacting with all the members of a ring group, and of course they can see their own contacts. Or on only, they can only see their owns. That is it. It really comes down to what you would like to have. For this purpose, we'll just go ahead and click on everything. Now, communication visibility. Everything or on only. If you click on everything, they will see all the communication previously done by everyone or anyone in the team. Or on only, that will restrict them. And if there were any previous communications with a specific lead done by anyone else, this user will not see that. They will only see the interactions that he or she has done previously. We will leave it as everything. Now, line visibility limit. Maybe you want your users to use a specific line and not touch any other one. So that is where you would click on limit user line visibility and just go ahead and select any lines that they should cover. For example, just one, click here, and that is it. So they will only see this test line. They will not see the remaining 3 lines. Now you can also limit again to communications and also contacts. So if a contact called any of these 3 or communicated with any other reps using these 3 lines, this user will not see that. If you want this done, you can just go ahead and tick these 2 boxes. If not, just leave them as is. Now, reporter access. Users with reporter access can only see the reports and they cannot interact with the contacts or make calls. Again, this is something you would do if you were creating an account for one of your managers or quality assurance team members. For this one, we will just leave it as is. And now we are done. We can just go ahead and click on add.